Hey, what's going on everybody? Gleez here, and in this video, we're going to take a look at the early beta build for Override, and we're going to take a look at some of the gameplay mechanics, how the game's played, and remember all of this is subject to change as this is a beta, but we're going to get right into it. Alright, so as the match begins, you can see that if I'm playing locally, so if I have myself and my friends hooked up to controllers to my console or PC, the game goes split screen. So you have one character on the left, one character on the right. Now for training purposes, this is actually pretty good because I can really gauge my spacing, how far my attacks reach, and where I am in space, you know, in relation to my opponent. So I can look at both screens at the same time and kind of see where I'm at, depending on perspective and what my opponent sees and what I see. It's very cool to do that. It gives you a nice little comparison action here in the 3D element of things. So there are very simple basic attacks to start with. So we're going to talk about our punch here. So we have right punch, which is the R bumper. Left punch, which is the L bumper. We have right kick and left kick. All right, right trigger, left trigger. So you can see the moves, they have fairly long reach, all right, but they're a little bit slow. They recover very slowly on whiff. So if you're just throwing out these normals, you're gonna get bopped, all right, because somebody's just gonna move out of the way and then they're gonna punish you. Now, there are ways to make these normal attacks much better, and that's by utilizing your dash. So the B button or circle button, if you're on PlayStation, allows you to dash around the screen. All right, it increases your mobility to get out of certain situations. You can dash in any direction. All right, you also can jump and hover. Some people have a double jump. This person has a double jump, this character. All right, see that? Double jump. Some characters hover, so you can go in the air and hover. You can jump, dash, and then jump again. All right, so your mobility is pretty good in the game. Now, what I think they did a really good job with is making it so you can't really change direction extremely quickly. So the big robots are a bit cumbersome in that way, but they definitely have the mobility. Once you get your stick down, you understand, you know, how to move, how to play your footsie game in this. Once you understand all of that, the characters are very mobile. You just have to get used to it. So using your dash attack, you can increase the power of moves, and you can cause knockdowns with your kicks. All right, so dashing kick, notice it increases the range, knocks my opponent down, and then it puts me in a situation where I'm in an offensive advantage and they're on wake up. Now on wake up, they have two different options as far as what I can tell. They can hit the ground and just delay their wake up, so they wake up rather slowly like you see there, or they can tech roll. So as you hit the ground, you can bump up, like bounce up off the ground very quickly and try to get out of that situation. Now, there are invincibility frames on the delay wake up. So watch, like if I go in and I try to attack too early, you can't. All right, so it is invincible. So it creates that mind game where the opponent is either going to go in immediately because they think you're going to hit the ground and tech up real quick, or you're going to delay your wake up, you're going to cause that whiff, so let's say boom, and then they go in, oh my god, and then you get up, and then you punish them. Alright, so it creates like a nice little mind game on wake up, so I really like that about the game. Let's see, we have our block button. Alright, so this does block, so if someone comes in for an attack, you can block. You can also parry. Alright, notice, see how it goes red? Alright, so I can parry if I think they're going to do a kick, or if I think they're going to do a punch. Alright, I can parry punch. Alright, so when you parry, you're able to block the move and then hit them and counterattack. So that's pretty cool. It's a really cool mechanic. Mostly the kick is what is the, you know, knockdown, Oki situation type move. So most people are going to go for kicks. So if you're parrying kicks, alright, it's going to force them to come in with punches, which don't knock down as you rush in. So it allows for, you know, some mind games, some 50-50s, mix-ups, etc. On the dash in. So that's, you know, how that gameplay mechanic seems to be working. Now you also have your meter. So if you notice up top, there's two different meter bars. You have your special meter, which is in blue, which you gain by either getting hit, so taking damage, or more so by inflicting damage. So you can see that my meter has built more than my opponent's on the right. He's taken some damage, he's gained some meter, but not as much meter as I have. So being offensive in the game is definitely advantageous. The more offensive you are, the more meter you build, the more advantage you have. All right, so that's the way that it's looking, right here, right now with this build of the game. So we're gonna talk about next special moves, and that's what your meter is used for. So with a special move, you hold down the X button if you're on Xbox or using an Xbox controller on PC, or square if you are on PlayStation. So basically what you do is you hold the X button or square button, and then you press one of the shoulder buttons. Now in this beta build, all of the characters don't have all of their special moves yet. Remember, this is a beta, so all this stuff is subject to change. But if I hold the special button and then tap my punch button, I can aim an arrow at my opponent. I can also aim an explosive arrow. So that's a regular arrow. My left punch does an explosive arrow, and that knocks down. So then he, see, wake up situation, he has those invincibility frames. Couldn't hit him because he delayed it. All right, he just stayed on the ground and let himself get up. So timing is very crucial when it comes to wake up, so you have to get that down. So we have the two different types of arrows that this character can use. He also has, what is this? So he goes forward, it's like a grappling hook, pulls him forward into the opponent. You can also use that to get out of situations. So if I were in like a bad spot and I just went like this, I can grapple myself out. So it's a offensive and defensive tool, which is really cool. I think this character is really good after playing the game for quite a bit. Quite a bit meaning an hour. So we have our last one here. All right, and that is a bear trap. All right, see that right there? You can tell that it's there by the beam of light shooting up into the air. So if you're my opponent, you can see that that's there, even though it's somewhat hidden, but you gotta pay special attention and close attention. But imagine if this is to your back, and you're evading, you're not gonna be able to see, and you're gonna get caught in the bear trap. I can't because I'm the person that put it down. All right, but it definitely creates like little obstacles, throughout the map. So the other meter that we want to take a look at here is the stamina meter, and you can see that next to my special meter. And if you use too many moves too quickly, you do overheat. And when you overheat, you have like no mobility, you can't block, you can't attack, you can't do anything. You're just a sitting duck, all you can do is walk. So managing your stamina is really key in this game. So another cool dynamic are these weapons that spawn up. So by hitting the left, or the D-pad left, I can pick this weapon up. All right, so now I have a sword. You can dash in, you can use your sword weapons. All right, they're pretty good as far as inflicting damage. And there are different weapons that you can pick up. So there's a sword, we have a rocket launcher here, which is probably the best one. So you just use a punch button and shoot that right at the dude. All right, look how much damage that does. There's only, I think, 2 shots in it. I'll shoot it this way. I think there's 2 shots. Yeah, that's it. So then you gotta put it down. So you only get 2, so make them count. You also have like a pickaxe, which works very similar to the shield. All right, so we have another bazooka here. So as you go through, different types of items spawn up. All right, we also have our bear trap. So my character has a special move of a bear trap, but if one spawns, you can pick that up as well. There are also defensive options, so I get a nice little shield action. All right, I can put the shield up and deflect. It's pretty good tool. All right, so there are a lot of different types of weapons that spawn up on the map for you. So those are the basic mechanics, but there's one more mechanic that I want to take a look at before we move on. But first, we're going to get that windscreen. Alright, so when you have a huge life deficit, alright, you can see that by the little arrow that is placed on your life bar. So when your life bar reaches that certain point, you can basically get like a super or an ultra. If you think back to Street Fighter 4, it's like the mechanic that comes about once you are at very low life, and it's just both triggers together. Now, each character has something different that they can utilize for their super, and we're going to show you his right here. Notice it takes a little bit of time to charge, and he's going to shoot these arrows up into the sky, and it creates a range where if anyone is in this area, they're just going to get pelted with these arrows. All right, see the aura around? Now, every character has a different super, all right, or a different ultra. I don't really know exactly what to call it. Let's take a look. What do they call it? They call it an ultimate attack. So it's your ultimate attack. These are all the buttons also. If you want to check out all of the buttons, you can just pause the game, take a look, and kind of understand, what is going on as far as the button mechanics of the game. But that is the basic layout, the basic way to play the game. And remember, all of this is subject to change. I will be covering this game more in the future. It's really fun. It's definitely a game that I would suggest trying out and playing, and see what you think. I'm going to post more videos. I'm also going to be streaming it on Twitch, so make sure you follow over there at twitch.tv/jgleez. I'll also leave a link down in the description so you can check out more about this game. It is slated for release in December, so there is going to be a lot more work that's going to be done on the game. This is a very basic build of the game, but they just want to check out some of the gameplay mechanics, some of the balance, and the online and all that stuff. And the online has been great. I haven't had any problems with that at all. So as always, I want to thank you for checking in. Be sure to click that subscribe button if you haven't already, and make sure to click that bell so you get notified whenever I post new content. It's Jay Gleez signing out. Thanks for checking in, and continue to game strong.